Coming up in this video, I talk to you about how to keep your natural hair moisturized. Welcome back to Simply Shev. I'm so happy to have you join me today for this video. And so what you can see in this video is me showing you my dry type 4 natural hair, which is between high to medium porosity, but more on the high porosity side. That means that my hair tends to lose moisture quickly. So if your hair is that type, you will find this video especially beneficial, but it is beneficial for everyone. I think the general tips that I give. So my aim is to give you at least 7 tips to keep your hair moisturized. So we know that some of the problems with having dry hair is that it's going to get broken. We're going to experience slower growth, or because our hair is breaking off, we're not experiencing growth, and it can make our hair unmanageable. So these tips really help you to moisturize your hair. Once again, I'm showing you the process, so you can also watch the video to see how I moisturize my hair. Once again, it's important to state that my hair is different textures all over and it has different needs. Once again, it is medium porosity and medium density. So I'm working with a lot of mediums hair, and it's important to look at your own hair and to see what your own hair needs. So these are general tips, but it's always important to look in the mirror and to see what your hair is trying to say to you on that day. So the first tip is moisture comes from water. So your very first source of moisture for your natural hair is water. The very first thing you will see me do in this video is put water in my hair. You can't hydrate your hair without water. You can buy all the hydrating products, but the most important thing is water. And here I have it in my spray bottle. I always keep a few of these spray bottles. You can get them from Poundland or anywhere, and I just keep them with warm water. I tend to, before I put anything on my hair, I put warm water on. And you, as I said, you can get lots of very expensive moisturizers, but you will find that the basis of those moisturizers is water. So I always go in and I spray my hair. I sort of not drench it, let it be dripping wet, but I get enough water across my strands to begin the moisturizing process. And then you want to seal in the moisture with an humectant. So anti-humectants and humectants is very important to understand. You know that oils repel water, and you know, so you can't really mix oil and water together. So you need to put an humectant in your hair and seal it in with something that's going to keep it in. So if you moisturize your hair in the morning, throughout the day, it's going to sort of get absorbed and go away. So you want to make sure that you seal it in so that the moisture stays in your hair. Now you can choose to seal in your moisture with grease or with oil. It really doesn't matter. Once again, you can keep watching the video, but these are some general tips that I'm going to be sharing with you as I'm also demonstrating the process in the video. I'm making sure that the water goes all over my hair, the strands, and especially the ends and the edges where we have a lot of problems with dryness. You want to make sure that you pay attention to those areas. You want to make sure that you keep on top of your ends. Now I'm on a challenge this year, and I've got a video coming out, if it's not out before this video, about my goals for the year, which is really to gain as much length this year as possible. Last year I trimmed off so much of my hair, and so the aim this year is to grow back some of that. So I'm going to be keeping to quarterly trims, but it is important to have a regular trimming schedule to be able to keep your hair moisturized. Now I will be giving you a recipe for this Ayurveda mix that I've got there. It's got lots of lovely ingredients in there, but what I did was I soaked my ingredients for a good 3-4 days before I did this moisturizing treatment. And it's so inexpensive once you know you bought all your powders and your oils and you know you mix them together. I think DIY comes out to be much cheaper. So I would also implement some Ayurveda. So keep on top of your ends. Make sure that your ends are trimmed away from split ends and just brittle ends and single strand knots. You want to make sure that you keep on top of those, because that is going to be where you know you're losing the moisture, where it feels dry. Basically, you could just keep putting water in and it just feels dry. It means that you probably need a good trim. Stay away from heat training or heating your hair too much. I mean, you know, there are lots of natural with longer hair and they've heat trained their hair, so that's absolutely fine if that's your choice. But if you you know, if you're on a natural hair journey, I would suggest that you stay away from heat, flat irons and blow dryers as much as you can. Now if you know your hair is unmanageable without it, I say, you know, try to minimize your heat and don't stop. I don't fully stop heat on my hair, but I try to minimize it as much as possible. And as you can see, I'm making sure that product goes all over my hair. It looks shiny because I actually put the oil in it. Now, I did say before that you want to make sure that you seal it in, but I found that this DIY mix is good when I soak it in the olive oil. Once again, the recipes are coming out my channel, so do look out for them. And I just make sure that my strands are coated. Now, I need to do this process. I need to repeat this process every 3 days or so, because as I said to you, my hair is high porosity, and mainly high porosity, and it's just always looking for a way to escape. So I do this, repeat this process like every 3 days. If I don't put this mixture on my hair every 3 days, which I don't, I tend to just put some warm water on to sort of just like revive the treatment that I've just put in there. So this is really great leave-in treatment. This particular treatment has flaxseed in there, which I found to be very beneficial to moisturizing my hair. Now, I do have a recipe on my flaxseed mixture. Do go ahead and check that, and do subscribe to this channel if you've not done so. It really means a lot to me to grow this channel, so thank you so much for doing that. Don't touch your hair too often. As much as possible, try to keep your hands out of your hair. Now, one way of doing that is by wearing scarves or wearing a bun where your ends are tucked under. Keeping your hands out of your hair is important for the moisture balance, because your hair is delicate. To also try to cover your hair with silk or satin scarves at night. I tend to use satin scarf, or do indeed sleep on a pillowcase. You don't want to be working very hard in the day to keep your hair moisturized, and then you go to bed and it's just rubbing everywhere. Or you could also get those bonnets that's got a satin line in there. Whatever you choose. I do have a video coming out, if it hasn't come out already, on the many ways you can keep your hair tied at night, so do look out for that video. Another tip is to deep condition regularly. Now, I've just done my playlist for my wash day, where I go into great detail on the benefits of deep conditioning your hair. So you want to make sure that you deep condition your hair, because it can keep your hair moisturized for longer. Now, you don't have to make this deep condition treatment for a very long time. 15 to 20 minutes is often enough, and you can also add heat where necessary. So natural deep conditioners tend to penetrate the strands, packing your hair with moisture and ingredients that it needs to thrive. Also, focus on the ends of your hair, because that is the oldest part of your hair. So when you're moisturizing, really focus on the ends. I tend to know when my hair is really moisturized, especially in these twists, when I get little curls happening at the end. If you saw at the start of the video, my hair was looking very dry, and now I'm coming to the end of it. I'm just making sure that every strand has got water, moisture on there, and some of the treatment, the leave-in treatment that I made. And once again, there will be a video coming out on that leave-in treatment. And just make sure that your hair is always soft to touch. You don't want to be feeling dry, brittle hair, and your hair moisture cycle is up to you. Tend to just feel your hair, and if it's feeling that it's dry and brittle, I would say it's time to implement some warm water, or indeed a mixture in there. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you found those tips useful, and I will see you in the next video. Have a blessed day and take care.